What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. And we are here at the Kaagbaan, where this morning arrivals were taking place and now no more. For how long this configuration is going to stay in place remains to be seen, but for now they are landing in the background on the Aalsmeerbaan, runway 36 right, and they are taking off from Kaagbaan as runway 24. And what do we see in the distance? It is the Suriname A340, an unexpected bonus. First airplane of the day. Well, there's also one taking off right now, but let's ignore that one for simplicity's sake. A very good morning to everybody who has joined already. Paul, good morning. Wolfgang, good morning. Marja, good evening. Welcome to the show, everybody. Gratje, goedemorgen. Leo, Jeff, Roy, Tina, Tom, good morning. Mark, Scott, good morning. I'm already with a ground crew here. Both Redison Guy and Redison Wife have come over. What a surprising surprise. Evelyn and some mates of her are also here, and we're all here for, of course, the retro A321neo that will be delivered today. Its estimated time of arrival is shortly before 3 o'clock. I'm hoping we can see it from over here. I hope it's not going to soak and will be rained away, because looking to the north, this is now what we are looking at. I'm hoping it's going to pass by us for the majority, but the ground crew already was mentioning that we might get some drizzle, so fingers crossed. The airplane that you saw leave just now is a Bombardier C-Series 300 arriving from going to Sofia, and this is now the Suriname A340 spooling up on its way to Paramaribo in Suriname, flight 993. I'm standing right at the front of the grass field where normally I would be filming arrivals from. I think I'm already starting to feel one or two droplets. Right, it's the douse. Have a look at this. Beautiful wingtip vortices. Nice and contrasty. It's interesting to see what they did with runway use. I'm not sure how long they're going to continue with this. The wind is picking up. That is probably also in part wake of the A340. Yeah, and if you think it's all doom and gloom over here, there are even bits of blue not too far away from where the airplane is flying, and also over there. So yeah, this is now the darkest part of the sky. The wind is blowing from the north, so in other words, more or less from over there. So I think if insofar as there is rain in those clouds, it'll pass west of me for the better part. Of course, I'm hoping for resumption of what with this wind would be normal runway use, namely the Kaagbaan for arrivals. The wind is blowing from the north, so airplanes landing from the north will have tailwind. And in the clouds it is already. Now, besides having a human ground crew, there's also an aquatic bird ground crew of two coots over there. Chris and Curtis are over there doing their morning cardio. In the meantime, no time to waste. More departures are underway already. So, nice way to start the stream, wide body exodus. I hope we'll also be able to catch, of course, the A321neo. Now this is Delta Airlines flight 135 going to Detroit, Michigan. That's an A330-300. November 824, November Whiskey. Check it out. Angel wings forming in the clouds. Absolutely stunning to see. Yeah, that's the silver lining of having these low clouds pass by us. If I had to guess, but I don't want to risk jinxing it. Then again, I'm not superstitious, but the wind is blowing from the north. We all know this is the north, so looks like the majority will pass by us. We have Fidel and Raoul Kestrel over here. Both of them are hunting for Pinky and the Brain. Check it out. Oh, no bickering, no bickering, no bickering. Come on. Be nice. Be nice. Hey. Yo, bro. Chill the fuck out. Alrighty. A very good morning to everybody who is joining in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy, and we are here at Kaagbaan, now runway 24. And that reminds me that the ticker is not correct when it comes to runway use. So right now we are taking off to the southwest, and landings are from the north and from the south right now. Royal Air Maroc is approaching from the right somewhere. Next airplane to take off coming this way is KLM flight 1663 to Bologna. That's number 190. Interesting will be the departure after that. Delta A330neo, Delta Airlines flight 49 to New York, JFK. See if I can quickly edit runway use. So departures are taking place from runway 24, but arrivals are taking place on 18 right and 36 right. Interesting to see. In the meantime, Simi, if you need help with anything, let me know. Okay. Reticent Wife, aka Simi, is over here. We're putting the finishing touches on the widgets. We're trying to work out if we can make avatars visible when automated messages pop up. It should be possible, and we're trying to see what it is that we need to, well, I say we, but it's Simi that does all the work. Let's not forget to see what needs to be changed so that avatars can be consistently shown.
I would say the same. We are trying.
We're trying, yeah. we're trying. That's the. But persistence is key, and the only way you get successful is if you fail often enough. Or that's what some people say, who probably fail a lot. I don't know. People say a lot. PH Jet asks, what time is the Transavia retro livery expected? When I looked this morning, it was 2:52. Very specific time. Now, it would be nice if they would go back to the normal runway use that would be in use when the wind is blowing from the north like it is today, because then it would mean that there's only one runway open for arrivals, and that should be the Kaagbaan then. And even if it wasn't, even if it were to land on the Aalsmeerbaan, then we would still be able to see it from over here, unless it would be raining cats and dogs, which I hope it won't, for the sake of the cats and dogs, mostly. In the meantime, a very good morning to everybody who has joined. This is Delta Airlines Flight 49, A330neo, going to take off to New York, JFK, the November 429 Delta X-ray, and the airplane is a year old. First flight was in July 2024, so the airplane is turning 1 this year, this month, or has turned 1 already, perhaps. Grotje says, Amos Life is stepping up in the world. He has his own IT department. Yeah, absolutely. I fly my IT consultants in from abroad. That's how well the channel is going. first class or private. Hey, I see that Dennis Timmermans is celebrating a month of membership. Still a few more weeks, he writes in Dutch, and then I'm going to fly again. That's a nice thing to look forward to, Dennis. Thank you so much for your support. And where will you be flying to? And on what airplane do you know already? Yeah, no. Otherwise, it's going to result in lawsuits. Yeah.
What?
I was making fun of you. That I hope that you do not have non-compete clause.
All right, Dreamliner coming up. It's Air Europa going to Madrid. It's the ECNXA November X-ray Alpha 7878 Dreamliner. The airplane is 11 years old. First flight was in June 2014, and we can see a KLM A330 behind it, arriving from going to Kigali. That's KLM flight 535. Hadi Roy, goedemorgen, good to see you again, and welcome to the show. All others who have joined in the meantime. Bit surprised. If you are a bit surprised about seeing departures here, I am too. The wind is blowing from the north, and I was expecting arrivals here with runway 36 right as secondary runway. Well, they are still using 36 right to land on, but now runway 24 is open for departures, and I wonder how long it's going to last for. It's now 11:26. The next runway change usually happens around 11:40. Would be nice if they're going back to the normal, at least for the current wind, normal runway use. DB Basement also back in the chat, good to see you. Alan, good morning. AJ, good morning Ali, good to see you again. Hope it was well. So we're dodging rainy bullets here. It's typical Dutch summery weather where the sun is lost behind clouds, and it's everywhere you look, it looks like it's going to rain cats and dogs anytime soon. This is particularly now passing by west of me. Looking to the north, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like to the east, you can see. And this is what it looks like to the south, with reticent guy dodging me, dodging the camera constantly. This is KLM flight 535 to Kigali. It's the PHAOE, Alpha Oscar Echo. Yeah, you're not reticent for nothing. Want me to muck you up? Want to co-host? That's a quick way to get rid of your reticence. Oh, I said, do you want me to mic you up? Let's co-host together. Right, so if you are wondering when the Transavia A321neo retro livery is going to land, it should be arriving shortly before 3 o'clock. Last time I checked, its ETA was 2:52 p.m. At a time where, on paper, normally speaking, one runway should be open for arrivals, and I'm still hoping that this is only a temporary glitch in the matrix, and that the runway use is going to change again pretty soon to arrivals to runway 06. In the meantime, I saw that AJ just now sent 5 gifted memberships. It says sent. I always find that a bit strange. I should say, I think it's more appropriate to say gifted, donated 5 gifted memberships. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. If you're one of the recipients of AJ or Ali's gifted memberships, don't forget to thank her. Have fun with the custom emojis. And don't forget to vote if you haven't done so already. If you are a member, new or old, doesn't matter. If your membership was gifted or not, doesn't matter. We are running a poll, which you can find if you are a member in the community section for members. 15 suggestions by members were made for permanent replacements of the temporary placeholders for custom emojis number 33 and 34. So the poll will run until Wednesday. If you haven't cast your vote yet, don't forget to do so. Favorite dwelling underway. Next up is Air Serbia to Belgrade. But what a difference with yesterday, the weather today. In the meantime, a very good morning to everybody who has joined. And what did Roy write there? Now, according to ATIS, runway 06. You mean primary runway for arrivals? Are they going to switch it up again come 11:40? That would be nice. Yeah, we're standing a bit too close to my liking to be filming arrivals all the time. Departures. Arrivals not so much. Slight drizzle now falling here. Hey NJ, good to see you again. Ashley, goedemorgen. Janus, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody. So, over here, this is what it looks like to the north, northwest, west, the south, dirty north, dirty east. It's dirty everywhere. KLM skipping ahead of Air Serbia. No, wait, Air Serbia already left, of course. My flight radar is too far zoomed out. There we go. Air France flight 1341 to Paris is next. The Verheppuk. That's Foxtrot Hotel Echo Papa Kilo. Right. Yeah. Welcome to the Netherlands, where it is summer. Can you see? The clouds look very interesting. There's a bit of drizzle passing by west of me, I think, and we are catching a few droplets. Once it starts getting dry again, I will clean the lens again. I know that there are a few small droplets on them, but since we are mostly filming while zoomed in, you don't see it that much yet. But I am aware of it. It's back to a narrow-bodies exodus right now. It's interesting, they're leaving to the southwest, they're arriving from the south. Because if you look at what normally would have been the secondary runway for arrivals when standing here, you can see that that runway actually is in use, like it normally would have been. So it's just runway use here on Kaagbaan and on Polderbaan, which are now also being used for arrivals. That's a bit off. In the meantime, a very good morning to everybody who has joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are here at the Kaagbaan. Runway 0624 now in use unexpectedly for departures as runway 24, while runway 36 right, as you can see, is being used for arrivals. Going from one sort of traffic to the next. SAS outbound. EasyJet will be next. Also looks like KLM flight 676 to Edmonton, Canada is coming this way. And two United 767s on radar outbound, Wolfgang says. That's good news, if they are coming this way at least. Still, I'm hoping for a runway use change. Hey! Hey! Hey, where's that? Where's it going? Where's it going? Oh wait, no, it arrived from Edmonton, Canada. Huh? Oh yeah. I've got both inbound and outbound filtered on flight radar. I need to look better. Right, in the clouds it is already. Looking to the west, things look a bit grim. If you sometimes see a droplet on the lens, it is because there is a bit of drizzle falling. I think the majority of it is falling over there. The wind is blowing from the north, so that's where we need to look to see what is coming our way. SAS Embraer 195 is next, going to Copenhagen. SAS flight 552. Right. No airplanes in the immediate vicinity. Will this have been the last airplane, and will they finally go back to normal runway use come 11:40? Alrighty. Wolfgang wonders if they opened up center for takeoff going that direction. Of course, another change in runway use. Well, another option for the wind that we have today is, of course, if they start using all the north-south oriented runways. In that case, it could be that the center runway is going to be the secondary runway for both inbound and outbound traffic. Yellard says Delta A330 from Seattle first landing on the Kaagbaan, so they are going to use the Kaagbaan again then. Okay, in that case let me go into the editor and make sure that we have the right runway use again. So departures will be taking place from 36 left and 36 center, and arrivals are going to take place on 06 and 36 right, if all is well. Good news. A330 first on Kaagbaan. Excellent. So they are going back to normal runway use for the current status quo. I am curious. Never noticed that box until now. Have they put that box there while we were standing here, or was it?
They lowered it and pushed it up.
They pushed it up. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
You know, it's hydraulics, so they sometimes, you know, need to move it a bit to keep the fluids and all the houses and high pressure stuff, you know,
Yeah.
working and moving around. It's like, you know, leaving a car for years if you don't do that. So they are probably doing just some maintenance, so they are bringing it.
The Loxam box is right in the way of the glide slope right now. Of course it is. Of course.
Run towards them and give them an earful.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I am going to first of all move my remote zoom, my zoom remote controller to the tripod leg where I have it on when I am filming arrivals from over here, which is a different tripod leg, because we are now panning in the opposite direction, or at least that's what we're going to do, insofar as we are able to see the airplanes, of course. Oh, what a day. Oh wait, no, that's okay. It's still, we can still see the airplane. It's just that visibility is shit. That's the problem. We can see the lights. Runway use has changed again. Now it's back to what it normally would have been, which is good news. If it's going to stay this way and if it's going to stay dry, it may mean that we are going to see the Transavia retro over here, unless they are going to let it land on 36 right. But even if they were to do that, we will still be able to see it. And let me then switch around on flight radar, go back to just inbound traffic. All right, well, the vortices are back. You can clearly see them. The wind is blowing from the north, which means crosswind for the airplane's landing. So that's why the airplane is crabbing away from us. Look at this. Look at the contrast. Ah. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, wow. That was stunning, those vortices. Delta Airlines Flight 144 this was, A330neo having arrived from Seattle, Washington. And we have another Delta A330 coming in from Detroit, Michigan, Delta Airlines Flight 136. Already approaching while the wake is still falling out here. Have a look. This is Delta Airlines Flight 136 A330-300, arrival from Detroit, Michigan. 7 hours precisely underway. The November 820 November whiskey. This weather does look like it is inviting you to have a dram of whiskey, doesn't it? 17-year-old airplane, first flight August 2007. Hey, thank you so much, Jeff. I'm happy to hear that you are enjoying what we are doing here. Hope that goes for everybody. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and share this channel's content with friends if you are enjoying what you're seeing. That's a full bingo card landing with a battery landing, a wheelie to boot, and reversers being applied there. You could also see how they applied the rudder upon the main gear touchdown to right the airplane in line with the runway before the nose gear touchdown. We can also see departures from over here from the center runway. We're standing right in line with the outbound traffic leaving from center. Hey, that's good news, Roy. Probably the last drops of rain. Weather is getting better from now on. In that case, let me also get out my lens pen and make sure that the lens is clean again. Or, well, let's see, how bad is it? Doesn't look like it's very bad. In that case, I'll just leave it for what it is and clean the lens again when I'm back at home. Alright, so next airplane coming in is KLM Flight 1136, arrival from Dublin, no, Aberdeen, huh? Am I pressing on the wrong one? Yeah, Embraer 175, KLM Flight 1136, arrival from Dublin, Ireland. An hour and 8 minutes on the way to Papa Hotel Echo X-Ray Juliet. Ah, that was Singapore. Didn't even recognize it as such. I saw it was a big airplane, which was quite contrasty against the dark, gloomy backdrop. For those of you joining us later, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are here at Kaagbaan. Now, once again in use, as it should be, with wind from the north, S06 for arrivals. Think now the primary runway until 1 o'clock. We started... We started the show with a surprise bout of departures from this runway as runway 24. But now normalcy seems to have returned. And we're hoping to catch the delivery flight of the A321neo from Transavia in the retro livery. Should be arriving from Hamburg today around 10 to 3. A couple minutes later. 2:52 was what it said on the estimated time of arrival earlier at Schiphol, at Schiphol's website. I hope it is going to land on the only runway that is expected to be open by then, this runway. If that's not the case, because I also can see them opening up the Aalsmeerbound runway 36 right for the occasion, we would still be able to see it from over here. Unless they are going to switch it up and are taking it in and letting it land on one of the runways to the north of us, where they are now taking off from. We should be able to see the airplane quite well. We are still able to see it if it's landing on the Polderbaan around center, of course. But over here we are pretty optimally located for Kaagbaan or for Aalsmeerbaan, which with the prevailing winds are the expected runways of choice to be used for arrivals. So warm welcome to everybody who's joined. I'm also joined here with ground crew. Reticent Wife and Reticent Guy have come over, and Evelyn and a couple of her friends are also over here. Right now we are the only 3 groups of people over here. There are also 2 people still a bit further at the end of the grass field, or the beginning, depending on the way you look at it. The rest of the nation, I think, is on vacation. Best time to go to the Netherlands. Yeah, you have the place to yourself. It's Embraerfest 2025 that has commenced just now with an Embraer 190 and Embraer 175, and then yet again another Embraer 190 coming in. This is an Embraer 190 arriving from Bristol, KLM flight 1076. And even with the cloudiness, the lighting here still looks very nice, at least on my camera screen. I know you guys like Embraers a lot, but what I also want to do is inform you about the traffic that we can expect. So let's have a quick look on Flight Radar and see what is cooking in the kitchen. Because we also have quad-engined airplanes underway. In fact, Saudia, flight 933, has already arrived in Dutch airspace. And if I'm not mistaken, right now we are standing at the only runway in use for arrival. So I'm expecting this runway, this 747 to be landing on this runway pretty soon. There's also an Atlas Air coming in. That's going to be late, too late for us. 347, 451, even worse. Martin Air 747, but those are expected later in the afternoon. And the Emirates A380 is expected around 1:22. I have a filter enabled for when the A321neo Retro is underway, so we should be able to pick it up on Flight Radar as well when it leaves Hamburg. Hamburg to Amsterdam usually is between half an hour and an hour or so, the flight duration. Thinking we should probably see it depart, or at least you should be able to see it depart on Flight Radar from Hamburg around 2 p.m. This is KLM flight 1070, arriving from Southampton, Embraer 175. Stranger says the Embraerfest I would have Embraers flying information in each other's wake. Dream on, buddy. That's not going to happen here anytime soon, I'm afraid. It does sound nice. It does sound nice. I would happily film that if it were to happen, but right now they're all flying in a line back to back to one another. Embraer 190 after Embraer 190 after Embraer 190. There are 3 now back to back arriving. KLM flight 1174 arriving from Stavanger. KLM flight 1710 arriving from Luxembourg, and KLM flight 1284 arriving from Aalborg. Oh, and a 4th just appeared on my flight radar. KLM flight 984 arriving from London City. I'm feeling 1 or 2 drizzly droplets again. I'm not too sure if it is going to stay dry here. Now looking oh, ooh, feed me, little greebling. Check it out, in zebra livery. Feed me. Mommy, daddy, feed me. I want fishy. Om yum yum. Give me om yum yum. Food. I want food. Give me food. Om yum yum. Hey, that's good news, Paul, who just confirmed that the 747 is going to land over here. Give me food. I want food. Om yum yum. Yum yum. Give me food. Give me food. Okay, I'm diving under. Now I know why grebes are diving under so regularly. It's that so that they don't hear their children moan and bitch all the time about wanting to have food. Underwater is the only place where you can get some peace and quiet. Feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me. Feed me, feed me, feed me. Feed me, feed me, feed me. Incessantly asking for food. No, but this is looking to the north right now. I'm already feeling 1 or 2 droplets, so I wouldn't be surprised if from the clouds that are drifting in from over there, a few droplets might fall. It's probably not going to amount to anything substantial, but not too sure yet if it is going to stay dry or not. Oh, some splashing. I think that was a fish. Oh, whoa! That was a fish. It actually jumped up from the water vertically with its mouth upward. Wow. Yeah, that's of course something that if you point your camera to the water to film it, you'll be too late and it's not going to happen again. This is the Herpa Derpa Derpa. Herpa Derpa going viral with Itchy and Scratchy for 75 years. Well, more by now. In the meantime, also a massive big thank you to Carlo for your super sticker. Coffee cup with the word a coffee cup with the word tired. Are you tired, mate? oh. We need to see what happened. Here you go. Whenever there are events, Simi or Redison5 is now checking out in the JavaScript console to see what occurred, so that we can see, so that we can basically try to find out what we need to put in the code so that an avatar gets picked up whenever an event takes place. Getting technical, but it's for your viewing pleasure. Well, it was a super sticker, so it wasn't anything that I needed to trigger it manually, of course. But in the live chat, of course, you would be able to see. I think you would probably be able. Let me scroll up. Yeah, well, yeah, you would be able to see the avatar. In the meantime, a very good morning to everybody who has joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It's summer in the Netherlands. You can see the beautiful sunny weather here. Everywhere you look, it looks very inviting. It's beautiful. And despite the shitty weather, I still have a ground crew here. Redison Guy and Redison Wife are here. Evident Skies is also here with 2 of her friends. And this is Iberia. Now I am very curious, Redison Wife, are you already seeing stuff in the JavaScript console that is of any use to you?
Well, I think I know what's the problem. I just don't know how to solve it.
Okay, well, that's at least one thing. That's at least one thing. Know what the problem is one part of the solution, and then trying to find out how to fix it is of course the other part. So you are getting useful information from seeing what happens during a live. Cool. Yeah, I think if I would enable a screen recorder so that I could send stuff over to you, it will probably slow the computer down. Will probably, I'm not sure how much CPU and whatnot it'll use, but it's probably making things a bit more complex. This is KLM flight 936 arriving from Glasgow. Still with those cables. Check it out. I'm going to turn around because there is a 777-300 arriving from Panama City, already visible over there. I also need to go over to the computer briefly. Really busy. Bredesen wife and me both want to use the computer because I need to manually thank Carlo for his super sticker smiling face with sunglasses made. Thank you so much for that. And if all is well, Thibaut's celebration of 3 months of membership already happened automatically. So thank you so much for your ongoing support, Thibaut. Hope that everything in the lounge is still to your liking. Do let me know if something is running low or if we need new supplies or anything. Hit me up. That goes for all members, new and old. Thibaut, thank you so much for your ongoing support, mate. And also Veerboot just now sending a gifted membership. And I see that Mark Boekraat is the recipient of the gifted membership. Welcome to the Sky Lounge, Mark. Don't forget to say thank you to Veerboot. Veerboot, thank you so much for your generosity, mate. Now, also Mark, don't forget, you are now able to use the custom emojis. Oh, fat cables, check it out. And vote for the custom emoji election. Check out those vortices. Man. Hey, Ricardo also sending a gifted membership, mate. Thank you so much for your generosity. Who was the recipient? It is John. John, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, mate. Don't forget to say thank you to Carlo. Have fun with the custom emojis. Also, don't forget to vote. Custom emoji election is running until next week Wednesday, so make sure you vote if you haven't already. I am looking to my right because in the vicinity of Meidrecht is Saudia flying, and I'm wondering, can we see it already? I'm not sure that we can, because looking all around me you can see this is what is coming my way, and I hope it's going to stay dry because it is looking a bit ominous. Somewhere over there is a Saudia 747 flying downwind and coming our way. But yeah, look around. This is what it looks like. I'm surprised we're not soaked in water yet. Absolutely incredible. Hey, Jörg is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. So yeah, somewhere over there, Saudia flight 933 is flying downwind. I'm actually thinking it might even be a bit further over there already. Now, you can see, doesn't matter where I look, everywhere it looks very ominous. It looks very ominous. There were also people reporting sunshine elsewhere in the country. I am jealous. By all means, send some sunshine over. This is now looking where to the north, where the wind is blowing from. Next airplane arriving is KLM flight 924, and that's arriving from Eden. Bruh. Michael says, boy, if we see those clouds here in Kansas, we would be worried about the tornado happening. It looks like a wall cloud. Yeah, it does look imposing, doesn't it? Then on the other hand, it should be clearing up here and the sun should start to shine later in the day. Or so they say. I'm standing here with shorts on and with my vest on now. I was worried about having to put on sunscreen before going live, but I thought forget about it. Right now it seems like that was a good choice. I did bring an umbrella along with me. It's not cold. It's not cold by any means. It would get cold if it would start raining constantly and the wind would keep on blowing. But right now the wind is actually refreshing. It's a moderate breeze. And look at how those A321neos are producing cables. Some airplane types just seem to be better at it than others, and the A321neo, or at least the A320neo family, is really good at producing them. No, not at the wingtips, but at the flap tips. With the A330, you mostly see them with at the tips of the wings. Here it is, the tip of the flap, where you can see it happening most of the time. Yeah, this is what is coming my way right now. Looks a bit more open now, looking to the northwest. Next airplane approaching is KLM flight 1406, and that is a 737-800. Arriving from Paris, where it left from 49 minutes ago. It's the Papa Hotel Bravo X-Ray Bravo. The airplane is 26 years old, first flight April 1999. Bob also back, good to see you mate, good evening, hope all is well. Alrighty, time for KLM flight 765, arriving from Bonar. A330-200, there it is already. You can see it is crabbing. 8 hours and 58 minutes on the way. It's the PHAOF FWOF. The particular airplane we are now looking at is 18 years old already. First flight November 2006. I'm wondering if the Saudia is older. 18 years. Where is it? Saudia. Oh, it's at The Hague. Quite a few airplanes going before it. The 9 Hakka is from Saudia. That is, yeah, 30 years old. The 747 coming in, 30 years old. Hailing from 1995, ladies and gentlemen. This is 18 years old, the FWOF. Pulling up the nose. Oh, full bingo card landing. That was a buttery landing, a wheelie, and then also the reverses to boot. Hey, and Jaisk is leaving on vacation tonight for the first time with Tarom. Looking forward to that, I imagine. Why? That's why. Waarom Tarom? The Saudia 747 is now turning in and is in the vicinity of Wassenaar, and there are three airplanes before it. One of them has just become visible. This is KLM flight 954, arriving from Newcastle. An hour underway. The Papa Hotel Echo X-Ray Oscar. 8-year-old airplane, first flight June 2017. Hadi Clementia, goedemiddag. And good afternoon to everybody else who has joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are here at Schiphol Airport, next to the Kaagbaan, now in use as only runway for arrivals, runway 06. Testing, testing. And you couldn't have gone with a lower amount.
Go slower.
If you give me your bank account number, I will make it over back to you, the testing funds.
Dude, you know, like,
Come on.
don't worry about it.
I didn't see anything. I just saw that reticent guy just now did a test case here. Reticent wife is taking pictures of what she is seeing here in the JavaScript console. This is really insane. I cannot thank you both enough for what you're doing right now. This is just amazing. The IT department is working right here to make your viewing comfort better, ladies and gentlemen. Transavia arriving from Preveza. And two airplanes after this will be the 747. Now, the darkest bit of cloud is passing by over here. I think I'm cautiously hoping it is just projection and it's just dense clouds and not containing any rain, or at least any rain of significance. Right, this is KLM flight 972. Number 190, that is returning from Humberside, and after this should be Saudia flight 933. I'm keeping the camera pointed in this direction because I want to film the 747 when it emerges from the clouds. The airplanes are crabbing. They're crabbing because the wind is blowing from the north. Means they are crabbing away from us. KLM flight 972 arriving from Humberside, and there we can see the lights already. This is Saudia flight 933 arriving from Jeddah. Barely visible. Barely visible. 5 hours 28 minutes away. And the clouds are even densening up. Thickening, I should say. Oh no, I feel drizzle. Shoot. Perfect timing. This is Saudia flight 933, arriving from Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. 5 hours and 28 minutes on the way. 747-400, the BDSF. Sounds kinky, but it isn't. It's the 9H, aka the 9 Haka, aka the 9H, aka 30 years old, first flight January 1995. To my surprise, no vortices visible yet. Oh wait, now a little. Just a little bit. Particularly on the left hand side. Right. Drizzle is beginning. Drizzle shizzle. Hey, and I see that Ilona Mollema just returned into the Aurora Sky Lounge as a new member. Welcome back, Ilona. Thank you for your vote of confidence. We kept your seat warm. Welcome back. Alrighty. It's starting to drizzle. Next up is going to be Transavia flight 5352, an A321neo arriving from Faro. And after that, United flight 968, a 777-200 arriving from San Francisco. And after that, Delta Airlines flight 164 arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are also going to see a long distance headshot from this 747 if all is well. It's getting a bit murky out here because it is drizzling right now, Jeff. Only slightly, but a little nonetheless. If you join us only later, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are here at Kaagbaan, runway 06. Only runway for arrivals right now. And we're awaiting the delivery flight of the Transavia A321neo in retro livery. One in not retro livery passed by just now. You heard it on the mic. Arriving from Faro. Long distance headshot of Queenie. Saudi flight 933, which landed here. No other 747s expected before the A380. There are 2 underway that are expected later in the afternoon. Queenie is giving us a long distance headshot. And we're also seeing United. No, wait, yeah, United. Flight 968 arriving here from San Francisco. 9 hours 46 minutes. This airplane is underway. 777-200 November 226 Uniform Alpha. Dirty flaps. Yuck. They need a wash. Next airplane arriving is Delta Airlines flight 164, arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's an A330-300. 7 hours and 17 minutes underway. November 809, November Whiskey. Hey, and I see that Tom is celebrating a month of membership. Tom Andeman, thank you so much for your support, mate. Hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. Upwards and onwards. Right, I'm going to turn around. Delta Airlines flight 164 is arriving. Can't wait too long. Oh, flock of birds. And they're dispersing a little. Some of them, yeah, some of them are flying into the direction, in the direction of the runway. Hope all goes well. Superbly landed there. Well done, well done, well done. In the meantime, Queenie's still over here. She's coming this way. Next airplane to arrive over here is going to be Transavia flight 5132, arriving from Barcelona. That is a 737-800. Right, and the drizzle is still continuing. Her Majesty is slowly but surely coming this way. So yeah, slight drizzle over here. Transavia flight 5132 having arrived from Barcelona. And you can see they're crabbing to the left. Each time when the nose gear lands, they are actually going to put the nose straight again in line with the runway heading. Let's do a wipe down of the camera, which is getting a little wet right now. Make sure that no big droplets aggregate. Wipe off the lens, although it is still continuing. The rain is still continuing, so it's only a temporary measure. Should alleviate the situation temporarily. Let's see, Embraer 190 up next, KLM flight 964 arriving from Teesside or Darlington. Hey, it looks like there is a bizjet arriving from Florence, which is going to runway 04 directly. Yeah, this is starting to get a little worse. I am going to get the umbrella out because otherwise my camera is going to get too wet. Right, let's see what else is coming in. KLM flight 1088 is arriving from Cardiff. And somewhere to its right should be that bizjet approaching. Haven't been able to see it just yet. Ah, there's the bizjet. Let's see, where is it? There it is. So this is a NetJets bizjet arriving from Florence, going in directly. This is the glide slope to runway 04. This is going into the Oost runway, Schiphol Oost, runway 0422. You can see that the glide slope is right in between the one for 06 and for 36 right. Right, filming is a bit inconvenient now because I'm standing with an umbrella in one hand and filming with the other. Means I can only use one hand on my camera, and that's either to zoom and not move, or move and not zoom.
Do you need an umbrella, bro?
No, thank you. I'm good. I don't want to. I wouldn't want to bother you guys with doing that.
It's fine.
No. You're doing more than enough already as it is. No. Thank you. It does sound like the rain has begun to stop a little again.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, that saying it out loud already jinxed it. Let me first get stuff clean because droplets are already aggregating on my phone screen, and as soon as those can join together and start rolling, my phone will interpret that as me swiping. Right, let's quickly wipe the camera dry a little as well. And most importantly, the lens. For those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are here at rainy Schiphol Airport. Well, drizzly, I should say, more accurately. We began with surprise departures, and now it's back to quote-unquote normal runway use for the prevailing wind, with departures to the north and arrivals from the south and southwest. We are standing here at Kaagbaan, runway 06, primary runway for arrivals until 1 o'clock, and then 36 right will also open up for an hour, and it will be converging arrivals. If you joined us only just now, you may have missed the landing of the Saudia 747. The Emirates A380 is still underway, expected between 1 and 1:30, and we're sticking around until the delivery of the Transavia A321neo in retro livery, which is expected shortly before 3 o'clock. When I checked this morning, its ETA was 2:52 p.m. Around that time, only one runway is open for arrivals normally, and that today is expected to be this runway. So I'm hoping it is going to land right here, following the glide slope that this airplane is now on. If not, then I'm expecting it to land on Amsterdam, runway 36 right, which is of course a runway that we can see the glide slope of quite well from over here. Yo, Lisa and Sarah also back. Good to see you both. Hope all is well. Lisa says, I hear an umbrella lady is needed. Well, reticent guy, reticent wife are here, and they already offered just now, so I'm getting offers all over, but if all is well, right now it's no longer necessary. I do feel that with my hands having gotten a little cold. Oh no, wait! I already have one of my one of my gloves in use here. Right, let's do that in a moment. The Red Wine Express is approaching. KLM flight 1442, arriving from Bordeaux. So yeah, despite the horrible weather here, well, horrible, not very optimal summery weather. Reticent guy and reticent wife are here. Evelyn is too. Evelyn has brought 2 friends. They're also here. We're waiting for the delivery flight of the A321neo in retro livery from Transavia. A beautiful machine, and expected to arrive here shortly before 3 p.m. coming in from Hamburg. I am actually trying to put on my fingerless gloves right now to warm up my hands again, which have gotten a little wet because of the drizzle just now, and with the wind here blowing, they can cool down your digits really quickly, particularly in my case. The gloves are on and the hands are warming up. Those fine motor skills that you need to operate a camera. Embraer 190 arriving from Leeds. A pretty hopper. Hey, Stephen also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. Welcome to the show, all others who have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. The lights have even gone on here. And the runway lights are on. Looking in the direction the wind is blowing from the north, this is what it looks like. The majority of the shittiness is now behind us and to the side of us, to the west. Departures take place to the north on both center and on Polderbaan. We are right in line with the center runway. Still not completely in the clear with some last droplets falling, and the next airplane coming in should be from Lot, an Embraer 195. Gives us a few moments to have a look and see what is cooking in flight radar land. Let's have a quick look. So the next airplane of interest is the Emirates A380, which has an ETA of 1:16 now. That means in 45 minutes it is expected to land over here. Lucky break with the departures happening in the beginning of the show is that we did see SLM flight 993 take off. There are more 747s on the way, but these are all expected past 3:30, and in this case almost 5 p.m. That's too late for me for today, but the Emirates A380 is going to be the next airplane of interest. Looking at the meter automatically updates nowadays, but let's also have a look at what you can see. You can see the wind is still firmly from the north. Light drizzle is expected, or at least is reported. We have a ceiling at 2,300 feet, 10 knots of wind. Below the ceiling, 10 plus kilometers of visibility. Air pressure, so-so. That's the current status quo. Air Transport Videos asks, do you think the Transavia Retro will land on 36 right or on 06? Well, if it is expected between 2 and 3 o'clock, normally speaking, only one runway is open for arrivals. And today I am expecting that to be runway 06. However, you never know. Just like with Air Force One, they opened up a different runway, so too they can do that perhaps for the Retro. So on paper I think 06 has the highest likelihood, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were to direct it to 36 right. That is why we are standing over here. We are optimally located to film both glide slopes. Queenie is getting pushed back. Queenie is getting pushed back. The Cathay Pacific Cargo 7478. On pushback. Next airplane coming in from behind me is KLM Flight 1788, arriving from Hanover. And that is number 190. And after that, the next wide body is approaching KLM Flight 622, arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. And that is a 777-300ER. Long distance headshot with Queenie. Hear it, can't you? Beep, beep, beep. Indeed.
Now you wish you didn't change from the jeans, right?
I am starting to get second thoughts, yeah, about whether or not I should have gone out with jeans or not, like I initially thought I was going to.
I was hating my decision on my way here.
Yeah.
Now not so much.
Now not so much. Why am I not surprised? Yeah, reticent guy is standing here with a jacket, a long jacket on, hoodie on. I also have my hoodie on. I have my fingerless gloves on even. No hoodie, no. Well, you do have the hoodie of your jacket over your hat. Yeah, real summer. Starting to get an appetite for cheese fondue all of a sudden and glühwein. KLM Flight 622 is coming in next, arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. That's a 777-300ER. After that, we are going to see a KLM 737-900, and after that, a KLM 777-200ER, which is arriving from Guayaquil, which is in... You got them right. Ooh. Everybody is hearing the E2 or the A320 engines and is mimicking it. Ooh. Lisa is getting triggered in the chat. I hear cheese fondue, yeah. Oh, check it out. Check it out. The lighting is spectacular. And the vortices are too. Fluff and vortices. Wow. Flipping amazing, and you can hear that even Kermit the Frog is impressed. Fly by wire, indeed, Jindrosek. That's the wake that you are hearing, and maybe also hearing and seeing. Did fixate the tilt axis briefly. Right, well, as far as I'm concerned, the sun can begin to shine.
Yep.
I think we've seen enough of the rain and all the shitty weather. Shitty weather, take an order, please. For those of you joining us later, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're here at runway 06, the Kaagbaan. We began with surprise departures initially, but briefly it lasted, and normalcy returned pretty soon thereafter. It did allow us to see the departure of the Suriname A340-600. If you missed it, it was the very first, well, the second departure of the show in the first 5 minutes. joined by ground crew. Reticent guy and reticent wife are here. Evelyn Skies and 2 of her friends are also over here. We're all sticking around for the new A321neo. Hey, Marijke says Saturday new season of South Park. I already saw it when I looked online at places where it's not very technically legal to see it, but you can find it over there. I already saw a teaser. They're bringing Saddam Hussein back in the form of the Orange President, and I already heard that he and his cronies aren't liking it. Looked amazing. Looking forward to it. Right in the nick of time. Queenie has got her eye on me. Yep, I'm being watched. And you guys are too. Let's quickly turn around. KLM flight 751 is approaching. 777-200 arriving from Guayaquil, which is in moderate use of reversers as well. Ilona says, according to Bijradar, the drizzle around Amsterdam stops around 2 o'clock. So long still? Nah, I hope not. Well, the wind is still blowing from the north. This is what the north currently looks like. And there are still 1 or 2 isolated droplets flying around that causes droplets on my glasses and maybe also still on the camera lens. But I would say it is now 99.9% dry. This stuff which is now floating around in the air will not get you wet, not even in the long run. And everybody who wears glasses knows that these droplets are annoying if you are wearing glasses or if you are filming with a camera. This is Transavia flight 5806 arriving from Thessaloniki in Greece. A321neo, 2 hours 42 minutes away. Papa Hotel, Yankee Hotel Tango. If there's one airplane type that is capable of producing flap tip vortices, it is the A321neo. The fact that it isn't anymore, or hardly any, is indicative of reducing relative humidity. And that is good news, because that means it may stay dry. Looking in the distance, you can see definitely lighter sky, maybe even parts of blue sky visible over there. Now I am seeing cables being produced over there. Have a look at this. Interesting. That's another A321neo, but this one is producing a lot more vortices than the Transavia just now did. This is Aer Lingus Shamrock flight 604, arriving from Dublin, Ireland. Registration EI-LRE Lima Romeo Echo, and check out the contrast. It's really awesome. Feckin' A. Yeah, another candidate for a thumbnail. Indeed, I would agree, Maria. Obviously not for today's show. I hope I will be able to make a beautiful thumbnail of the retro Transavia, but that is definitely for whenever storm, we're expecting a storm stream. That's definitely, that landing just now provided some big ass thumbnail material, absolutely. Right, Lisa has to go. See you later. Werk ze nog. Time for more cables with an A321neo from Air Transat. Arriving from Toronto, flight 376, 6 hours 42 minutes on the way. The Charlie Golf Oscar India Echo. Hey, Evan also back. Top of the morning, Senor Rodriguez. ¿Cómo estás? Iceland Air is approaching. I don't think we can see it just yet, but it is approaching. Flying between Noordwijk and Leiden, that's a 767-300. John also back, good to see you, John, and welcome to the show everybody else who joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy and we are here at the Polderbaan. No, not the Polderbaan, the Kaagbaan. Runway 06. If you watched the very beginning of the show, you'll have seen the departure of the Suriname A340-600, and after a brief stint of unexpected departures, it has been back to normalcy. In other words, arrivals on this runway with wind blowing from the north, departures from Polderbaan and from center take place, arrivals, this is the primary runway, 36 right, the secondary runway. We are awaiting the arrival, the delivery flight from Hamburg of the Transavia A321neo in the retro livery. So it's a neo but retro fitted, retro liveried I should say. If you haven't seen the pictures yet, Google them. If you Google Transavia A321neo retro, you'll find pictures of it. It's coming today. It is expected to land here shortly before 3 p.m. At that time, if all is well, only one runway is going to be open. I'm hoping it is going to land on that runway because this is the runway I am expecting to be open by then as only runway. Between 1 and 2 o'clock, we are going to go back to converging arrivals with 2 runways open for inbound traffic. 36 right, expected to open up in 15 minutes from now and staying open for an hour or so. Means that the A380 is probably going to get away, although it has happened on several occasions lately that the A380 did get assigned runway 06 instead. We'll have to see. Next up, Hans' favorite, Walling. And Queenie is leaving. Bye-bye, Queenie. Flying downwind right of me should be Qatar, A777. I am looking to see if I can spot it already. I'm not seeing it. I think it is in the clouds or above the clouds. No matter, we'll see it soon enough though. Right now we are seeing Iceland Air Flight 500 approaching. This is a 767-300 arriving from Reykjavik in Iceland. where this airplane departed from 2 hours and 36 minutes ago. That seems to be a nominal flight duration, 2 hours and 40 or so minutes. It's the Tango Foxtrot India Sierra Whiskey. This is a 27-year-old airplane, first flight October 1997. And I do see that the first airplane coming in for the other runway is on the glide slope. It looks like a relocation flight of an A330 KLM arriving from Brussels. Trying to see if I can spot it already. I'm happy to see that the Qatar triple is still continuing and looks to be coming to the Kaagbaan. Yeah, I see. I was already looking. I was looking a bit further to the right, but it is already closer by than I thought it was going to be. Looks like an isolated landing on the 36 right runway. Relocation flight KLM arriving from Brussels, A330-200, flight 9858. That's either a training flight or a relocation flight because of maintenance or something to that extent. For now, it seems to be the only arrival to this runway. The whistle tells me an E2 Embraer or an A220 just now passed me by. Without even needing to look on flight radar, you can hear. Yeah, so if the Transavia A321neo Retro were to be assigned to 36 right, this is what we would still be able to see of it. The livery we would be able to make out quite well from over here. I think the lighting would even be in our favor. Now, the Cathay Pacific 747 will be taking off at some point. If you guys could give me a heads up when it is lined up or is about to line up as first airplane to take off. This is EasyJet flight 27806, A319 arriving from Milan, and two 737-800s will follow after that. On the move now. Cool. Let's have a look here at center. Well, we are going to see the Cathay Pacific Cargo 7478 rise from behind the trees in the middle of the center of the field of view. Hey Klaas, goedemiddag. There she is. Queenie giving us a long distance butt shot. Michael, goedemiddag. And welcome to the show, everybody else who has joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're here at Kaagbaan, runway 06, primary runway for arrivals. Pretty soon, one of two runways for arrivals. Runway 36 right is also going to open up around 1 o'clock. And then from 1 till 2, converging arrivals with 2 runways open. If you joined us later, you may have missed the beginning where we filmed departures for the first 20 minutes or so. Not sure what ATC were up to back then, but they did open up this runway for a brief stint of departures. But it did allow us to see the A321neo take off as second airplane of the show. It was lovely to see. If you missed it, check out the first 5 minutes of the show, because that is definitely worthwhile looking back. Pretty soon thereafter we return to normalcy with wind from the north. You would expect Polderbaan and center to be used for departures, and this runway and Amsterdam for arrivals. And that's what's been going on since, I should say. And of course we are awaiting the arrival, the delivery flight of the Transavia A321neo in retro livery. Last time I checked, but maybe you guys can update me in the chat. Last time I checked, its ETA this morning was around 10 minutes to 3. Between 2 and 3:20, one runway normally is open for arrivals. I'm expecting this to be the Kaagbaan, runway 06, this runway. However, we are at Schiphol Airport. Anything can happen, anything is possible. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they are going to open up the Amsterdam 36 right and allow the Neo to land on it. Either way, from this vantage point, we would have good visibility to either option. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. The A380 is also expected. It is arriving in, what is it, 20 or so minutes from now? Sorry? 45 minutes?
30.
Oh. Okay, 1:30. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Evelyn and 2 friends are here as ground crew. Reticent guy and reticent wife are also here. I think, yeah, no, there are more people now that have also shown up. More people now in the vicinity of the approach flights as well. And also more people at the very beginning of the grass field. You can see them over there. Ground crew over here. In the meantime, here in the foreground, reticent guy, reticent wife, and Evelyn and her 2 friends behind it. Behind them, I should say. In the background. We've had drizzle before. Right now it is dry again. The sun isn't shining, even though allegedly in the rest of the country, in moorland inward, people are reporting sunshine. I'm standing here actually with my gloves on right now, if you don't believe me. It's true. Then again, I am wearing shorts, and with the wind and drizzle, it was starting to get a little cold, particularly for the fingers, which... A Saab. A Saab 2000 is what we are hearing, but we cannot see it, but because it is dreadful. Yeah, it's summer in the Netherlands. The Netherlands, where it is really difficult to get skin cancer from sun exposure. Of course, it does happen. Right, this is number 175 arriving from Rennes in France. And after that, it is Qatar time. I'm actually looking forward to that. So let's skip the Embraer 175 and have a look at it. See if maybe it is producing some vortices in the process of arriving here. Not yet. And Tom is indicating that the estimated time of arrival of the Transavia Retro is around 2:45. So there you go, that's still well within the time span where on paper, normally speaking, only one runway is open for arrivals. I'm expecting this to be the Kaagbaan today, the runway this airplane is also going to land on and where we are optimally located for to be filming the arrival. Worst case, it's probably going to land on Alsmeerbaan and they'll open it up for the occasion. If that is going to happen, we are still in a good position here to see it. Now, no rest for the retro Transavia. It is already scheduled to be working commercially tonight. It's going out later today and it's coming back again tonight. Cargo, flight 8207 this was, arrived from Doha, 777 freighter, touching down after 6 hours and 19 minutes of flight. Alpha 7, Bravo Foxtrot Echo. Now, if the source, and I think it was Luchtvaartnieuws, the source I read is correct, the Transavia Retro is going to be parked at gate D2, Delta 2, which allegedly you can see quite well from the panorama rooftop terrace. So if you're in the vicinity today, have a look. Hey Brody, good to see you again, mate. Welcome back, hope all is well. Nienke, goedemorgen. It's morning or afternoon somewhere in the world, always. Huh? Transavia flight 6114 arriving from Malaga behind me. The 777 is going to give us a long distance headshot in a moment. Because as you can see, none of the apron of the cargo, none of the spots on the north side of the cargo apron are occupied by parked airplanes. That's been the case now for a while. I think it has to do with works that they are doing, whether it is on the tarmac or something else, but all cargo airplanes at Schiphol for the last couple of weeks have been parking on the south side, which is also where this triple is now going. The A380 is going to land over here. Nice.
That's why I was like,
A380 apparently has been assigned to the Kaagbaan, is what Evelyn is now telling me. That's really good news.
where is it?
It just entered Dutch airspace. Yep. Effing A. Hey, hey, hey. That's good news. So, in case you didn't understand or hear just now, it is confirmed that the A380 is going to land here on the Kaagbaan. Runway 06, ladies and gentlemen. What? And Mrs. J is tuning in from South Africa. Oh, double click. Welcome back, Mrs. J, and welcome to the show, everybody else. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are here at the Kaagbaan. I say we. Reticent guy and reticent wife are over, and Evelyn and two of her friends are also over here. We're waiting for the arrival of the Transavia A321neo retro livery. It's a Neo, but in a retro livery. It looks really sweet. If you haven't seen the pictures, Google it. You'll see. I wish the entire fleet of Transavia would be in this this livery. I hope KLM is taking notice and is also going to put out more airplanes in retro livery. The more the merrier. Tomcat fan is tuning in from Auckland, New Zealand. Good evening, mate. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Many people are watching. Most of them are friendly. Most of them can give you decent answers. And all can give you crazy answers, including yours truly. Also, if you guys have been enjoying what you have been seeing thus far and you haven't done so already, consider leaving a like if you want to help this channel for free. Your likes and subscriptions really help to bring this channel under the attention of people who are interested in aviation but who haven't heard of the channel yet. Another A321neo is approaching from Porto in Portugal, where it undoubtedly was better weather than it is here in the west of the Netherlands today. Still relative high humidity, flap tip vortices. The A321neo is very good at producing them. It's the Papa Hotel Yankee Hotel Bravo. The fact that the last letter of this registration is one of the first letters of the alphabet tells me that this is one of Transavia's own airplanes and not a rental/leased airplane. Hey, Liwa, also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. Still a long distance headshot from the Qatar Cargo 777. Liwa is not friendly. Well, there you know. Now you know. He said it himself. He is at least straightforward. Dutch directness. Air Baltic is coming in next. Arriving from Riga. Flight 621. Should give us a nice whistle when it passes us by. I didn't even know they had a business class on board.
They do.
Is that, do they leave a seat next to you free then, or?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's often what business means in these small narrow bodies.
They have good wine though.
They do have good wine? Okay. Is it free or do you need to buy it?
In business you do not have to buy anything.
Well, that assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups. You never know for sure.
Well, you already paid for it.
Yeah, and then some. Do they also allow you into a lounge then when you fly business?
If you count it out, if you want to have, some extra luggage,
Yeah,
maybe, fast lane because it's a busy airport and lounge,
yeah.
then if you count it up, then premium economy plus the extras can be premium.
Of course, it has to be. It has to be. Still, business and all the premium classes is what makes the most money. It still has the best margin for carriers.
We do business only when I'm searching for the flight ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then I'm moving the dates and everything to find something that's cheap.
Optimize it.
Sometimes you can find a business flight with KLM
Yeah.
for like 120 euros.
Really?
From to here.
Really?
But you have to buy it like 7 months. in
You have to-
advance.
yeah, you
There
have-
has to be some dead time where nobody wants to fly
Yeah.
or something.
Outside of the holiday season and everything.
That's why we are always coming in October and April.
Yeah, because of the good weather that we have in that time of year.
The weather here is always the same, right?
Yeah, almost always. If you're wondering who I'm talking to, it's Reticent Guy who has come over from Prague, and Reticent's wife is here also, but she...
For blue.
Yeah. She's going for a walk. And Reticent Guy was just telling how the Air Baltic Premium, the business class is shit, but they do serve they do serve good wine. So, the center the 36 right runway seems to have opened up, and it looks like there is a 737-500 coming in right now. I'm trying to see if I can spot it already. ClassJet 737-500, something that you don't see very often anymore. I think I have it. So there it is. ClassJet 737-500, arriving from Tampere. 2 hours and 6 minutes on the way. I think we've seen this one before already. This is a 32-year-old airplane, first flight September 1992. The Lima Yankee Juliet Mike Sierra. Oh, the distortion from the buildings. The chimneys of the buildings really distort the footage. You can see day and night difference. This is a ClassJet 737-500 arriving from Tampere? Tampere. Tampere.
Is it down in Finland?
You mustn't Tampere with me.
That's Italian.
Tampere, papi di pupi, yeah, making it sound Italian. So that was also an isolated arrival to 36 right. You'd think they have begun with converging arrivals by now because it is after 1 o'clock, but right now looking on flight radar it does look like everything inbound is still coming to runway 06 surprisingly. That's a bit of a surprise, I have to say. Is this a pushback or is it not? I am, in the meantime, going to have a look on Bezoek Bus. Let's have a look and see what it is saying with respect to expected runway use. So, a quick glance will tell us that at least the default is Kaagbaan arrivals als Meerbaan 36 right constantly being mentioned as secondary runway. So that is the default runway use, unless of course the weather conditions ask for a different runway configuration. In the meantime, I see that Jay Ramey has also returned in the chat and he is announcing in the form of a super chat. Thank you so much, Jay, for your super chat. You really didn't have to use a super chat to announce this, but I'll highlight it with pleasure. If you are in the vicinity, come over to the Refreshes on July 31st, 4:20 p.m. because he is buying kopstootjes for everyone who is arriving. If you don't know what a kopstoot is, it is a combination of gin and beer. That'll get you drunk effectively, and the Drie Flesjes is well known for serving them. Right in the heart of Amsterdam, Jay is arriving. Tell me again, Jay, are you arriving via Delta or KLM next week? For those of you joining us later and may have missed the good news already, the A380 is going to land over here pretty soon. It has been assigned to the Kaagbaan, runway 06, the runway we are standing next to. It is actually flying downwind now, still to the northeast of us. I'm already scanning a little bit to my right to see if maybe I can catch a glimpse of something that is preceding the A380. It's just 737. I'm not seeing it yet. Indeed, Adri. A couple of kopstootjes and a headache is guaranteed. Gotta take the bitter with the sweet, is what they say. Bob is signing off. It's time for his bedtime. That's a pity, Bob. The A321 Retro is still underway. Well, it still has to depart, but it is arriving in 1.5 hours from now. Make sure you watch the replay then. It is a stunner. Absolutely worthwhile watching back on replay. Zei je? Hey Stefan, goeiedag. Hier is het nu weer droog. Ja, het heeft behoorlijk geregend hier toch wel nog. Stiekem. Hey, dankjewel man. Fijne dag. Another A321neo arriving from Granada. Dennis says 14:05 departure from Hamburg, so we should be able to pick it up on Flight Radar in 15 minutes time. Next airplane coming in should be an A320neo, Sky Express arriving from Athens. And in the meantime, let's see, 737 and the A380. With blue skies, I think we ought to have been able to see the A380 already. It's still completely cloudy over here with a relatively low ceiling. The airplanes are still flying relatively high. I think they're flying above the ceiling. So yeah, if you join us only later, welcome to the show. If you rewind the first 5 minutes of the show, you'll see that we had departures here in the first 20 or so minutes of the show. And we started this stream with the A340-600 taking off to Suriname. It was lovely to see. If you missed that, check back the first 5 minutes of today's stream. I see an Emirates tail moving back, another pushback. And another Emirates is underway, not too far away from here. It's an A380 and it has been assigned to land on this runway. Runway 06, the Kaagbaan. I'm hoping that the retro A321neo from Transavia, which is expected shortly before 3, quarter to 3 or so. The ETA has been varying a little bit, but 10 to 3, 2:45, something to that extent. By then, the Kaagbaan is the only runway open for arrivals. Hopefully it's going to land here. If not, they'll probably assign it to the Alsmeerbaan, runway 36 right. And we have good visibility of it from here. Now, to my surprise, normally speaking, between 1 and 2 o'clock, 2 runways are open for inbound traffic, and with the exception of the 737-500 that landed on 36 right just now, a couple of minutes ago, everything is still going to runway 06. Only once did I see this before. I hope it's not going to mean that they are going to open up 36 right later and have it open right at the time of the arrival of the Transavia. Wouldn't be surprised if they were going to do that. I think the air traffic controllers are sketchy like that. Hey, yeah, glide slope visibility. What? Yeah, GE90s are being started. Also, airplanes are turning in. I'm thinking, can we see the A380 already? It is now turning base, so it should be somewhere over there.
In the cloud.
In the cloud over there, in that cloudy part of the sky. Ah, de AZ voetbalselectie kwam terug. So it was a football team that just returned with the 737-500. Let's see if I can put those gloves off again. Take them off. I thought I saw droplets on the lens. Let me have a look, see if I can. Well, maybe no. Zeg je? Ja. 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 Maar dat was bekend dat hij zou landen vanmiddag. Nou, eerder hadden ze geloof ik het over 2 uur of zo. Ja, nee, maar volgens mij was vorige week werd er gezegd 2 uur. Dus het is iets later geworden, maar het was wel bekend dat hij vandaag zou komen. Evelyn is complaining that she came over to see the delivery flight, but then it's arriving at a time, and she also has other stuff to do that she cannot make it and not be here while it is actually landing in a bit later. Ah, a movie? Welke? Never heard of that. I've been living under a rock most of my life, so I don't know what's going on in human world. Right, there it is, the A380. Finally visible. Surprise bonus! So we started the show with the A340-600. This is the A380 landing here. We also saw Saudia, so it's a complete quad squad today. Friggin' A. Emirates flight 147 arriving from Dubai, 6 hours and 34 minutes away, A380-800, the Alpha 6 Echo Uniform Alpha. And you can see that even a behemoth like the A380 is crabbing. It is pointing away with its nose, even though it normally should be pointing towards us. It's moving a little, it's pointing its nose away from us to the right, to its left. This airplane is 9 years old, first flight January 2016. How loud will it get? That's the wake. Alright, now ladies and gentlemen, if you just arrived here to see the landing of the A380, it might be worthwhile sticking around for another hour and a half or so, because we are going to see the delivery flight of the Transavia A321neo. One Emirates is leaving and the other is too. One is arriving and the other is leaving, I should say. Emirates combo shot. We're expecting the delivery flight of the retro A321neo Transavia arriving from Hamburg. If you don't know what it looks like, have a look. Google it. You'll see it's a stunner. I'm hoping it is going to land here on this runway. By the time it is expected to land here, 2:45. One runway normally is open, and that should be this runway. I now am seeing that flights arriving from the east are actually on the glide slope to 36 right, so converging arrivals have begun, albeit a bit later. KLM flight 1800 arrived from Düsseldorf is the first arrival to 36 right by the looks of it. That isn't the biz jet. Indeed, Caitlin, I am also not sure if it is going to land here or not. On paper, one runway is open. Knowing Schiphol, they can also open up different runway. They could let it land on runway 04, the Oost runway. They could let it land on runway 36 right. Either way, from this vantage point, we are golden. Whatever direction it is approaching from, we should be able to film it quite well from over here. Back to the normal flights arriving. Time for another E2 Embraer 195. This one is arriving from Gothenburg, flight 1232. An hour and 9 minutes on the way. The Papa Hotel, November X-Ray Sierra. Troy also back in the chat, good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. And welcome to everybody else who has joined in the meantime. Hey, Marissa has also returned. Good to see you, Marissa. Hope all is well. This is a 2-year-old airplane, turned 2 this month. Meanwhile, current status quo. Looking to the north, things look like so. Look to the west, this is what it looks like. Looking to the south, this is what has passed already. And lastly, looking to the east, things are looking like so. So it is definitely not as cloudy and as threatening anymore right now as it was earlier in the morning. Hopefully it is going to stay dry. Maybe a bit of sunshine? Would that be too much to ask for? Fingers crossed, we'll see. Looks like Evelyn and her mates are leaving. Was nice seeing you again. Take care, have fun with the movie, and see you around next time then, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay?
We'll be here.
I'll be back, she says. Oké, groetjes, wel thuis, doei doei. Another cargo airplane has been pushed back. That's a Chinese A330-200 probably. That needs to be going back to China. Converging arrivals have begun with 36 right now also open, and yeah, looks like narrow bodies galore for the time being. to both runways, or is there... Oh no, I spoke too soon. KLM flight 744 is arriving from Lima in Peru. Still over the Gulf of Yorkshire, but approaching this runway pretty fast. Now it is time for the Ecstasy Express returning from Ibiza. There it is. Transavia flight 5680. Party time is over. Welcome to the Netherlands. Here, the sky is grey and you need to pay taxes. Welcome to the Netherlands. Next airplane coming in is a Ryanair, arriving from Dublin, Ireland, 737-800. EasyJet will be next after that. A320neo arriving from Edinburgh. Flying in on the glide slope to 36 right is KLM flight 1652. That's an Embraer 190 arriving from Firenze or Florence. And a BizJet after that. Looks like NetJets. SMV is where it's coming from. Oh, St. Moritz. Fancy schmancy people on board that airplane, undoubtedly. If you take the BizJet from NetJets from St. Moritz. Oh, are they going to do a bird inspection pretty soon? No, this is not the bird control. This is just a regular ass VW. Charlie 5. Follow! Follow me! It's the follow me truck! I'll follow! Let me swim to the other side! Don't go too fast! Can't keep up! Wonder if he knew that the follow me was still active. Probably he didn't.
Maybe he did for the show for you.
Oh, that could be a possibility. Did it for the show, especially for us. Hey, the Chinese A330 is ready to cross the runway. Will it do it right away? If so, I will turn around the camera, but no, I think it's holding short. And I'll wait until this A320neo will have landed. EasyJet flight 23301. The cousin. It's the cousin from Edinburgh. Yeah, the A330 is waiting. In the meantime, a warm welcome to everybody who joined the show just now. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and we are here at Kaagbaan, runway 06, primary runway for arrivals. Converging arrivals now in progress, with 36 right open as secondary runway for inbound traffic. If you joined us only minutes ago, you may have missed the landing of the A380, which took place here on this very runway. And if you did not see the first 5 minutes of today's show, you may have missed that we began the show with departures. And the second departure of the show taking place in the first 5 minutes of the show was the A340-600. If you missed that, have a look. Worthwhile looking back. Is that... Yeah, that's Moss Cargo as well in the background, getting pushed back. More cargo jets going out. And Klaas is celebrating 4 months of membership. 4 months a member on this channel, the best channel. Klaas, For those of you who don't know, he used to be known as PPTT Cureboy. He's not a new guy. He has been around for a while now. Mate, what are you doing? Klaus also just now went ahead gifting 5 memberships. You didn't have to do that, Klaus. You know that, I hope. Welcome to the Skylines new members. Don't forget to say thank you, dankeschön or dankjewel to Klaus if you are one of the recipients of his gifted memberships. Don't forget you can now vote for the custom emoji poll as well. Head over to the members section for the community section for members. There you'll find a poll. And you can give your voice, you can let your voice be heard. Choose the 2 options that you think should become the new custom emojis number 33 and 34. Have fun with the custom emojis as well. Don't forget to say thank you to Klaus. Klaus, once again, thank you so much for your generosity and welcome to the Skylines new members. This is KLM, flight 744. Arriving from Lima in Peru, which is geographically not too far away from although I wouldn't want to walk the distance between the 2 countries, but there you go. Oh yeah, and the polls for the custom emojis, in case you haven't voted yet, runs until next Wednesday, this Wednesday I should say, so 5 more days. In the meantime, also Sarah celebrating something. She is celebrating a 20-month anniversary of being a member. And she says, hey, it will be 2 years and 4 months. So it will. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, Sarah. Hope that everything in the lounge is still to your liking. I know I sound like a broken record by saying it each and every time, but I mean it. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Always striving to improve things. If you think something can be improved in the lounge, let me know. Hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come, Sarah. If not as a member, then at least as a regular frequent visitor. That's Moscargo. Moscargo also being pushed back. And right now, everything inbound going to 36 right. That's interesting. That usually means they are going to do a runway inspection or something. I'm looking around to see if I am able to see a yellow pickup truck or anything. Don't see anything just yet. Everything is still great. I'm happy to hear that, Sarah. Do hit me up if you do have suggestions of any sort. I'm always looking to improve stuff. Choop, choop. The baby grebe. Looking for his parents, I think. Mommy or daddy was here earlier. I think he's now hunting for fish himself. So right now everything coming in is landing on runway 36 right. Usually an indication of a runway inspection coming up. I'm wondering, I'm seeing something. I'm wondering, is that a yellow pickup truck or no? But it is a vehicle on the runway. I do think it is. Yeah, whoa, no, I was wrong. It is a bird control pickup truck. So that's a runway inspection in progress right now. And the baby grebe. Hey there, Karsten. Herzlich willkommen. Guten Tag. That's the baby grebe. Choop, choop. And as soon as the camera caught focus, it started to dive again. Right. Thank you, Marissa. British Airways Flight 434, the A319 that is now still over the Gulf of Yorkshire but is approaching Noordwijk, has been confirmed for 06 already. So yeah, it's just a temporary runway inspection related closure of the runway. Much cargo in the meantime over there. good idea. Reticent guy has opened up the umbrellas to make them dry again, and I think I should do the same. Yeah, or maybe I think this will also, yeah, it's not blowing too hard. This should hold. Then I can wrap it up again and put it back in the trunk of the car for another time. By the end of the stream, it will be dry. I'm talking to Reticent Guy. He and Mrs. Reticent Guy, Reticent Wife, are also here today. Evelyn and two mates were here. Two friends were also here. They've gone now. They had other plans. We are sticking around and waiting for Transavia, the A321neo, to be delivered. Last time I checked, or at least I inquired in the chat, people were indicating that the estimated time of arrival is going to be around 2:45. Means arriving from Hamburg, it's going to take off probably around 2 o'clock. I have a filter enabled in Flight Radar so that we can see it once it is alive on Flight Radar. So around 2 o'clock we can have a look. Mass cargo over there has been pushed back. In the meantime, narrow bodies after narrow body after narrow body after narrow body after narrow body is landing on 36 right. Transavia, KLM, TAP Portugal, Vueling. Emirates 777 has entered Dutch airspace from the east. I'm just curious, will it land on 06 or will it also land on 36 right? Because we have seen it before that the wide bodies arriving from the east were assigned to the Kaagbaan. Not sure if it had to do with runway 0927 being closed for maintenance and that the runway maybe is shorter for some heavier wide bodies. Maybe too short, don't know for sure. Hey, Marissa is celebrating as well, joining the membership celebration party as a 27-month member already. 2 years and 3 months. Hope everything is still to your liking, Marissa. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat. Hope you still like being a moderator as well. If either of the two no longer is to your liking, let me know. Let me see what I can do then to fix it. Hope you're going to stay around for many more months to come. Not just as a member, but also as a moderator. 27 months and counting. How quickly time flies, doesn't it? Hey, and Wolfgang is also celebrating 21 months of membership. Upwards and onwards it goes. Thanks, boy, for everything he writes. Well, I'm just providing the background for against which you guys can interact with one another in the live chat. I sometimes ramble a bit myself, but it's mostly you guys that make the channel what it is. I'm just providing a bit of background info and some mild entertainment at times. Hope you also still like being a moderator, Wolfgang. Very thankful to both of you for what you have been doing to support the channel as a moderator. I hope you guys are both going to stick around for many more months to come. Not just as members, but also as moderators. Lewis says, we'll send you the bill. I'm still waiting for that excavator you were also sending over to block my view instead of the Hitachi, Liwa. Must have gone missing, or is it over there somewhere? I thought you were going to send over a Komatsu, weren't you? Right, let's turn around. The A319 from BA is not too far away now. Glide slope visibility has improved significantly compared with what we had in the first couple of hours of the stream. I think I can even see a patch of blue sky over there. What? Shit's going crazy here in the Netherlands now. For all we know, we need to apply sunscreen later. What? I also realized that I haven't drank a single sip of AMS Live vodka yet since I began streaming. I think I might need to catch up on that as well. First up, BA Flight 434, arriving from London Heathrow. A319, 43 minutes on the way. The Golf Echo Uniform Papa Kilo, arriving from London. You know.
You know, fish, chips, cup of tea, bad food, worse weather, Mary fucking Poppins, London.
Lewis says, since I started selling their poles near the Polderbaan, they became mad and will not send the Komatsu. Oh, you've done it now, Liewe. You've done it now. Should have never offered those poles on Marktplaats without consulting them. Yeah, that's what you get. That's karma, I think. Also a big thank you to Jen Drusek, who is celebrating a membership anniversary as well. 21 months and counting. 3 more months and he'll be turning blue. And not from asphyxiation, but because he will be a member for 2 years. Here for the buffering and banter, he says. Thanks all. Mate, thank you. Thank you so much for the support. Always nice when you're in the chat. Even nicer when you're here in person, with or without Lorenzo. Hope you're going to come over for many more months to come. And don't forget, you're also part of the banter, mate. You're also part of the banter. Troy has to go. Has to go sleep. Thank you for joining, Troy. Don't forget to look the replay back. Watch the replay because we are going to stick around for the arrival of the A321 Retro, which is expected now in an hour or so from now. Next up is going to be KLM Flight 1032, an A321neo arriving from Persenchester. 44 minutes on the way. It's the Papa Hotel Faxi. Hey, Trans Retro on radar. Let's have a look in a moment. 44 minutes away from Persenchester, this airplane. Oh, and there seems to be a traffic jam on the A4 highway. If you need to go to The Hague from Amsterdam, be aware that there seems to be a traffic jam on the A4 highway going towards The Hague. Sarah says, look at what I started, boy, a caravan of membership anniversaries. So it seems you have, Sarah. Now, let's have a quick look. I have my flight radar open, but I am not seeing my my retro Transavia yet. Let's see. I did put in the Papa Hotel Yankee Hotel Delta as registration. Is it not officially registered as such yet? Is what I'm wondering. Or has it? Oh, it's gone again. Okay. Thanks, Wolfgang. Because I was starting to wonder if maybe it is still registered in Flight Radar under a different registration than the Papa Hotel registration. Okay, well, doesn't matter. It's not here yet. I'm very curious to see what runway they will assign it to. If it is going to land like all the other airplanes here on 06, or if maybe they are going to open up the Aalsmeerbaan 36 right, or maybe even the Oostbaan runway 04. If it's going to 04, will it approach via the glide slope and will it come more this way, or will it follow the glide slope of 36 right then and do a breakaway landing? We'll see, we'll see. Time will tell. In the meantime, Mark Lahnstein is also joining the celebrations. He is celebrating a 16-month membership anniversary and he says, okay, I will join the celebrations. Mark, thank you so much for your ongoing support as well. At the risk of sounding like a broken record. Hope everything is still good and to your liking in the lounge, Mark. If anything is no longer to your liking, if you have any suggestions, let me know. Hit me up and let me see what I can do then to improve things. Congratulations, Mark. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. 16 months and counting. Time flies, doesn't it? Okay, so looking on flight radar right now, Transavia flight 1965 in Hamburg. Here it is. Unfortunately, not yet the picture, the Transavia retro livery, here it is. Brand new, ladies and gentlemen, the Papa Hotel, Yankee Hotel Delta. Yeah, so there it is. It's alive and kicking. It's not yet in the vicinity, but it is there. One thing I do know with relative certainty, and that is that 36 right already seems to be closed again. So it was a brief stint of converging arrivals. Everything arriving from the east now is continuing to runway 06. That is good news because it also means that the Emirates Sky Cargo is coming this way. Right, and the A321 Retro is ready to taxi. E2 Embraer 195 from Toulouse is going to approach next night. Before I was just about to turn around the camera as my eye caught a pushback of a 777 China Southern Cargo. Undoubtedly going to China, but its face says I don't want to go back to China. So if you guys are going to hear the engines starting in a few moments, you'll know where it's coming from. GE90s. Losers. Two losers. Hey, double celebration. It's reticent guy and reticent wife who are celebrating 21 months of membership and 5 months of membership. There they are. Thank you both so much for your ongoing support. I hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. Hit me up if something is no longer to your liking.
You should do something about the weather.
I should do something about the weather. Shall I do a sun dance? Oh no, shit, I don't know how to do it. Let's do a reverse rain dance and let's see if maybe that will fix things. you can definitely tell it is starting to warm up. It is. The rain has gone. The cooler weather also has gone. And that's the first GE90 starting. I think this is the engine they are now starting. Yeah, it's a pity that we cannot see the blades of the left engine. Danny says, sun is coming, my wife is landing soon. Which airplane is she on? Right, Retro Transavia is taxiing. Let's have a quick look and see. So, zooming in. Yep. Retro Transavia, now number 10 on Flight Radar already. There it is. Hey, that's nice. Danny's wife is returning from Edinburgh. With a KLM, no less. China is waving at us. Yeah. I don't want to go back to China. That's what it's saying. Right, we are seeing an improved glide slope shot with two airplanes now on the glide slope. Here in the foreground we have Lufthansa in the Star Alliance livery, Lufti Flight 992, that's an A319 Delta Alpha India Bravo Hotel. 48 minutes ago it left from Frankfurt. Nice Karen cabin. Tippy toey touchdown. Right. The triple is on the move because we can now also no longer see the fan blades of the right engine. Means it is coming this way. Embraer 190 arriving from Inverness in Scotland is next, KLM Flight 902, and after that it is a 777 freighter. Emirates Sky Cargo over there already visible. Here in the foreground we have KLM Flight 902. Marissa is keeping us informed about what's going on at Hamburg Airport. The Retro is now taxiing along the runway to take off from runway 23, so there you go. I've got a hunch that the Emirates Sky Cargo is going to land first before the Chinese triple is going to cross the runway, but and I was wrong. Yeah. Here you can see that the elevators are pitched downward a little bit. The neutral setting is the second stripe from above, and you can see the range of the trim. They'll set it a bit lower so that the pilots will not have to pull on the yoke constantly. It's those spinny things in the center of the console that you often hear and see automatically spin. That's trim. Can be adjusted with a switch on the yoke or on the controller. Emirates Sky Cargo. Hey, and I was wrong. Converging arrivals resuming again. What? Huh? So now I am seeing 2 airplanes on the glide slope to 36 right. So it seems that they are once again starting with converging arrivals. That is so weird. They normally don't do that. Huh? What is going on here? I'm a bit confused. I do see that there is a Royal Jordanian A320neo now on approach to 36 right. Also, if you are in Amsterdam and you need to go to The Hague via the A4 highway, be prepared for... Where's this? Traffic going to Hoofddorp. Because here in the foreground there is traffic moving. Does seem like part of traffic is not moving. The Trans Retro is rolling. She's taking off. So the Retro is underway officially. I'm wondering what they're doing with the runway use, because normally speaking from 2 till 3:20 only one runway should be open for arrivals, and that should be 06 today. Stupid wind. My umbrella came loose of the utility cart and started attacking me. Resident guy quickly came to the rescue, and he took hold of the umbrella and has arrested it. And is now taking it with him for questioning. So I'm not sure what is going on here. They only had the Kaagbaan open minutes ago, and now it seems like they have reopened runway 36 right. If they did, I wonder until when. Indeed, Gillard, it's already going to Faro in Portugal today. In the meantime, Ron de Jager just became our latest Aurora Skylines member. Welcome to the Skylines, Ron. Many have gone before you and will happily show you the way if you need to know where stuff is. Make sure to ask around. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Don't forget to use the custom emojis. Spamming is not allowed, but you are allowed to use custom emojis as much as you want as a member. Also, don't forget to vote for the custom emoji election. The poll runs until next Wednesday. Next week Wednesday, I should say. So 5 more days. Okay then, 777. And I'm also looking to my right to see if I can spot Royal Jordanian. This was KLM flight 706, having arrived from Rio de Janeiro. 10 hours 55 minutes on the way, the Papa Hotel Bravo Quebec Delta. I think, is this the Royal Jordanian? No, not yet. Not yet. Oh wait, no, it landed already. Shit, it's the one that is already obscured from view. Well, such is life. We're going to see a double triple long distance headshot, which is nice. Another Chinese triple is being pushed back here. That's 2 777s that have been pushed back. Now there's also a truck driving around at the Luxom territory. I'm hoping they're not going to put additional boxes in our field of view. That would be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it? Obscure the glide slope even more. Right, so Transavia KLM flight 1818 arriving from Frankfurt is now approaching, and is that the only... Wow. That's a GE90 starting, and everybody here is nodding. Yeah, that's a GE90, all right. The wind blew. The wind seemed to blow that sound right into our faces. So I'm wondering if the EasyJet and Transavia approaching from the south, are they going to go to 36 right, or are they going to the Kaagbaan? In the meantime, the retro Transavia has taken off from Hamburg, is underway now, and Marissa just now mentioned that the ETA of the retro Transavia is 41 minutes past 2. So in other words, 35 minutes or so from now. Thanks for keeping us posted. It looks like the EasyJet arrival from Malta is continuing west. And that seems to indicate that 36 right is no longer open for arrivals. I see a C5, but it's not a C5 Galaxy. It does seem to be in a hurry. Oh, it was of course the Emirates Sky Cargo that arrived. I was thinking it had been pushed back for departure. Where's that BizJet? There it is. Saw a BizJet taking off from runway 22 just now. Lovely looking machine. Probably expensive AF. Right, so we can see that Emirates has found a parking spot. The building that you see in the background is the Rembrandt Tower near Amstel Station in Amsterdam. This is a Chinese triple that is going away pretty soon. Next up, Vueling. Vueling flight 2903 arriving from Palma de Mallorca. And from having my gloves on and my vest on and almost being on the brink of being cold earlier in the show, right now I think I am going to, well, at least loosen up the zipper of the vest. It's warming up here. I wouldn't be surprised if we are going to actually see some sunshine here later today. I see a 777-300 from Qatar arriving from Doha on flight radar. And Wolfgang is also mentioning it. Downwind 4,000 feet. So that's still above the clouds, unfortunately. China cargo will be crossing the runway pretty soon. There is an Embraer 190 behind me, arriving from Lyon, Air France flight 1796. adequately dried up, right?
Yep.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Yeah, it's warming up quickly now, isn't it? I'm almost at the point where I'm going to take off my vest. Such a big difference. For you guys it may look the same, like it was cloudy in the beginning of the stream, and it is still cloudy now, but it is definitely warming up significantly. In the meantime, Not in Use renewed his membership or her membership. Welcome back. Good to have you back in the lounge. We kept your seat warm. Not in Use back as a member. Welcome back. Yeah, that's the nice silver lining of all the airplanes, all the cargo airplanes being parked on the south side of this runway. They will have to cross it at some point when leaving again. Gamer says, can you have a look at the departing aircraft, Transavia flight 6411? Well, I can if you tell me where and when I need to look. I don't know where it's going to. I don't know what time it will be leaving. I don't know what runway it will be leaving from. You guys will have to clue me in, because I cannot have everything going on in check. But I'll happily point my camera to your mom leaving if it'll happen when I'm here, and you guys give me a heads up where I need to look where I need to point the camera. Now it's center. Check. Is this it? It does look like a Transavia 737, doesn't it? And Not in Use also celebrating a year of membership, having gone green. 2 more stroop waffles and Karen cabins, LOL. I'll drink to that. More stroop waffles and Karen cabins it will be. Thank you so much for renewing your membership and continuing it, Not in Use. Hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. And for you too, goes, if anything is no longer to your liking, let me know. Let me see what I can do to fix it. You're welcome, O Gamer. Just in time. Just in time. Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you joining us later, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. The first 5 minutes of the show were departures. Well, the first 20 minutes were departures, and if you did not see the first 5 minutes of the show, have a look, because the A340-600 took off under interesting conditions. It was spectacular. We're now waiting for the arrival of this airplane. It's the Transavia Retro livery. It's now number 8 on Flight Radar, tracked by 1,154 people, now number 7. It is approaching Dutch airspace already. It is expected to land in half an hour from now. It's going to land either on this runway or 36 right, or the Schiphol Oostbaan runway 04, 04 I should say. Whichever runway it will land on, we will be able to see it quite well from over here. But let's keep our fingers crossed for a 06 designation. The A380 also landed here on this runway earlier today. And so too did the Saudia Cargo 747 arriving from Jeddah earlier. So we have a full quad squad show actually. Evelyn was here earlier with 2 friends, but they had other plans and had to go already. Reticent guy, reticent wife are still here all the time, gezellig on a little blanket, like they're doing a picnic. Well, picnicky weather it hasn't been yet, but at least it is now dry and it is warming up somewhat, so it's better than what we had in the beginning of the show, although the 40s were something of another level. If you join us only later, you may have missed quite some interesting landings here with thick cables, wingtip and flaptip vortices. This is KLM flight 914 arriving from Aberdeen. Aberdeen, Scotland, 1 hour and 4 minutes on the way. The Papa Hotel, Echo X-Ray Kilo. Hey, Lutz also back. Guten Tag. Welcome back, mate. Indeed, chill bro. I still like that name. Chill bro baggings. Angry whale noises, indeed. Those E2s and A320s. Right. Iberia will be next. Flight 737 arriving from Madrid, and after that, Qatar. Qatar's turning in. You can see it in the background. Iberia flight 737 is next. That's an A320. It's the Echo Charlie Mike Delta Kilo. 2 hours and 10 minutes underway. The airplane is 10 years old. First flight October 2014. Gerrit asks if I am still holding up, keeping up. Absolutely, why wouldn't I? We began a bit late today. Had quite a bit of drizzle actually this morning here in this part of the country. I thought it had ended when I began the stream, but we were treated on some more drizzle, shizzle during the stream as well. But yeah, we began streaming around 11:10 or so this morning, a bit later than normally we begin, so I haven't been streaming that long yet, just ballpark normal duration. Okie do. The A321 Retro now approaching Emmen, so pretty soon it'll enter Dutch airspace then. Once it enters Dutch airspace, we can see what runway it will be assigned to. 1,271 people are following this airplane on Flight Radar, and it's still not in the top 3. Thank you for the kind words, Lance. Lance says, if you missed the start of the show, catch awesome camera work in the takeoff. Superb. Yeah, it was quite something to behold. The contrast of the backdrop and the way the airplanes were illuminated. This is Qatar Airways flight 273, a 777-300 arriving from Doha. There you go, you could see it. Just how much they had to yaw to the right to align the airplane again with the runway. The airplanes are crabbing in, the wind is blowing from the north. That means that with runway heading 06, there's crosswind from the right, from the left. Thus far, all aquatic birds we've seen thus far are the coots over there, 3 of them, and we did see Gary Grebe and a young Grebling. I haven't seen a single duck yet, unfortunately. No ducks today. We did see Fidel and Raul Kestrel. They were both here, hunting for Pinky and the Brain. Stefan asks, do you think it will land on Kaagbaan? Well, we'll know in a few minutes. But I don't know for sure which runway will be assigned to the retro. On paper, it should, if it follows the rest of the traffic, it's going to land here. But then again, due to the special occasion, I can also imagine ATC giving clearance for it to land on 36 right, or maybe even the Oostbaan. Everything is possible. I am not too sure about anything. We should know in a matter of minutes. Since the retro is now in Dutch airspace, I'm thinking it is just going to fly in with the rest of the traffic to 06, but you never know for sure. When Corendon, we did also catch a few Corendon delivery flights and also regular Transavia A321neos, and they all landed on the open runways for all traffic. Then again, that wasn't a special retro livery, so you never know for sure. Wide bodies are coming in. Wide bodies are coming in. First, a 737 arriving from Nice, which is nice. KLM flight 1476. No, wait. That already landed just now. That's just my flight radar not catching up. This is KLM flight 792 arriving from Sao Paulo. 11 hours and a minute on the way. Now, Sao Paulo is in Latin America. If you are in Latin America, go to the northwest of that continent and you'll end up in Ecuador. However, if you take the boat to the east, you'll end up in Africa. Unless you drift to the north, then you might end up in England, where you can also find the capital.
You know, fish, chips, cup of tea, bad food, worse weather, Mary fucking Poppins, London.
Had to play with the toy. Had to make good. Right. Has anybody seen yet which runway the retro has been assigned to? Both not assigned a runway yet, Mark says. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Still unknown. Still unknown. KLM is going to 06. And Stijn says 36 right. Alsmeerbaan. Retro is going to 36 right. And we should be able to see it quite well from over here as well. 18 right. Now I think Marissa probably means 6 right. So the retro is going to the wrong runway.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
I actually thought something like this was going to happen. That is why I was already saying from where we are standing over here, we can still see it coming in quite well. It is over Zwolle already, yeah. Turkish A330 is also flying base. That's coming this way, flight 1957. Next airplane coming in is KLM flight 1324. 1324, get your woman on the floor. Wasn't that a song or something? No, that was 1234. 1234, get your something on the floor. So Gotta get up to get down or something? What was that song? What was that song? Anyway, KLM flight 1324 arriving from Krakow in Poland. E2 Embraer 195 whistling in. Now we're at 33 minutes on the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, get your body on the floor. Ah, that was it. What was the name of the artist again? Indigo 787 just now took off from Zwanenburg, Yillard says. That's interesting because I'm not seeing anything in that vicinity. Or is it rolling and is it still on the ground? Ah, there it is. And the way Yillard wrote it down, I already thought it was airborne. That's probably Indigo going back to India. More E2s, damn it. Arriving from Ljubljana in Slovenia. Alrighty, Turkish is next. Turkish Airlines flight 1957 arriving from Istanbul in Turkey. It's A330-300. 3 hours and 4 minutes on the way, and that is nominal. 3 hours is usually what the average flight time is between Istanbul and Amsterdam. The same goes for Athens and Amsterdam. Huh? Hey, interesting. Marissa says that Transavia flight 6411 is diverting back to Amsterdam, never made it out of the country. That's the airplane with Gamer's mom on board, right? Hey, Bill, also back in the chat. Good to see you, Bill. Hope all is well. Turkish Airlines, 10-year-old airplane. First flight June 2015, flight 1957. Oh, to Naples. Okay. Renee says that LVNL is indicating only one runway open to land on, and that is the runway near the A4. In other words, runway 06. Well. So the Dreamliner from Egypt, is it going to this runway then, or? I'm not wondering. Hey, I think we now also have an indication of why they aren't parking cars, airplanes over there. I never realized that it is right there at the cargo apron that they are now doing all this work. And a tractor as well over there, because there's tractors everywhere. Right, so all the airplanes except the retro are still coming to 06, so they are going to make an exception for the retro. That was to be expected. HV1965. So Egypt Air is also coming this way. Interesting, interesting, interesting. KLM flight 686 is arriving from Mexico City and should be flying over there somewhere. I think the cloud base is still a tad too low to see. I haven't checked the weather with you guys so often anymore now that the meter is automated, but let's have a quick look and see what the last meter is actually saying. So current meter says that the wind is blowing from the northeast, northwest more or less, 7 knots of wind, 21 knots, 21 degrees C. There shouldn't be a ceiling according to the meter. We do have few clouds at 1700 feet and scattered clouds at 2300 feet. Those would be in the way of airplanes flying above that altitude, at least looking from the side. Would make it a bit more difficult to see the airplanes at a distance. Transavia Retro is approaching. It's number 2 on Flight Radar, tracked by 2,377 people at the moment. So that's the one going to get away from us. That's going to get away from us. We are able to see it quite well from over here. Particularly this time of day, the sun being further up in the sky, more to the south. The lighting from here should be good. And this is also one of the Transavia A321neos. This is in their standard livery, arriving from Thessaloniki, flight 5808. 2 hours and 42 minutes on the way. The Papa Hotel, Yankee Hotel Whiskey. Whiskey. Another Transavia A321neo behind it, arriving from Malaga. Have a good look at the livery and compare it with the retro that you are going to see in a few minutes. You'll see that the retro looks infinitely better. This is Transavia flight 6118 arriving from Malaga. 2 hours and 53 minutes on the way. The Papa Hotel, Yankee Hotel Zulu. So this was the first rental that they took delivery of. If the last letter of the registration is one of the first letters of the alphabet, it's one of Transavia's own fleet. If it starts with one of the last letters of the alphabet, starting with the Z and going back upwards towards the A, those are the rentals or leased. Time for more A321neos. KLM flight 926 arriving from Edinburgh. It's an A321 fest right now. Now let's also have a look, see where the Transavia Retro is. Right, That is still a bit further out. We can also see that the Dreamliner arriving from Mexico City is following the A321neo. KLM flight 686 arriving from Mexico City. 7879 Dreamliner. This is KLM flight 926 arriving from Edinburgh. An hour and 3 minutes on the way. This is Fax A, the very first of the A321neos of KLM's fleet. Oh, drag race with K1. The airplane is winning. K1 is losing. So tractors are faster than airplanes, but bird control vehicles aren't. You've seen it here first. You've seen it here first. Oh, a little bit of wake. Next up, KLM flight 686. That is a Dreamliner, 7879 Dreamliner, arriving from Mexico City. 9 hours and 47 minutes on the way. The Papa Hotel, Bravo Hotel, Papa is the registration. 6-year-old airplane, first flight August 2018. And the Transavia A321 Retro Neo is turning in for 36 right. So I think after this landing, it's time to start scouting the skies and see if we can see it. Right, Transavia flight 1965 is now approaching runway 36 right. A runway closed for traffic, but open for the occasion of this approach. Let's have a look and see if we can spot it somewhere. I don't know exactly where I need to point the camera right now. I'm not sure if we are able to see it already. I'm thinking somewhere over there it should be approaching. I think I have the airplane. I think I have it. Above the building. Yeah, there she is. You guys see it? Awesome. There it is, the gear is extending. Have a look at it. What a looker, already from this distance. Luckily for us, that visibility improved. KLM 737 in the meantime, approaching runway 06. Now guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you are enjoying content like this, and if you want to help us for free, reach a wider audience of people who haven't heard of the channel yet. Liking and subscribing is the way to go. The T of Transavia. You can also see it over there, right behind the front entrance. It has Boop the Snoot written all over it. What a cute and beautiful looking airplane. I wish the entire fleet would look like this. KLM, if you're watching, take notice. We want more retros. until we see it during the rollout, which is going to be here. That was the retro Transavia having arrived here from Hamburg, the delivery flight. And its first flight to Faro is scheduled for later today, so work, work, work. That's what it needs to do. Dear Contour, mate, thank you so much for your generosity. Dear Contour just now gifting 5 memberships. Welcome to the Skylines new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Dear Contour if you are one of the recipients of his gifted memberships just now. Don't forget to have fun with the custom emojis that are now at your disposal for a month. Use them however you see fit. Also, don't forget to vote in the custom emoji election if you haven't done so already. That goes for all members, new and old. The polls open until Wednesday. If you haven't cast your vote yet, make sure to do so. Now, is there anything interesting with a wide frame, a wide body coming in anytime soon? I think yes. There are a couple of Chinese entering the nation's borders. And of course, Transavia flight 6411 is also coming. Now, I probably will have to open up my flight radar to see it. I have it open right now. So that's definitely something to stick around for a bit longer. This is KLM flight 1754 arriving from Hamburg. No priority treatment for this 737. It'll just have to land on the Kaagbaan like the rest of us. Transavia flight 6411 leaving the holding, coming this way. Hans is signing off, says thanks for the boys, for the stream, boy. See you next time. Thank you too, Hans. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your day, mate. Hopefully see you again tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Hey, and Joshua Huben just became our latest Aurora Skylines member. Welcome to the Skylines, Joshua. Thank you so much for your support, for your confidence, your vote of confidence. Have fun with the custom emojis. For you two Ghosts, don't forget to vote the custom emoji election. You can go into the community section for members to find the link to the poll. You have until Wednesday to cast your vote if you haven't done that already. Joshua, welcome to the Skylines. If you need to know where stuff is, ask around. Many have gone before you and will happily show you around. This is number 190 arriving from Milan. KLM, flight 1598. Faxi. Not fiction, but Faxi. PHEXE. Maria, I'm surprised that you were still that you stuck around. It is late already where you are living. Thank you so much for joining and sticking around. I hope it was worth it for you. Sleep well, and hopefully I will see you again later in the weekend, Marja. Take care. So yeah, Transavia flight 6411 returning to base. Let's see what its landing is going to look like, assuming it is going to land on runway 06, which I'm not sure. Has it left holding already? It does look like it has, hasn't it? Yeah. Not too hard, reenacting, mimicking an A220 or an E2 Embraer. In the meantime, Jörg, thank you so much for your generosity. Jörg, aka Jaden D, just now gifting 5 memberships, and Joshua also gifting a membership just now. Thank you both so much for your generosity. Welcome to the Skylounge new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Jörg or to Joshua if you're the recipient of a gifted membership gifted by them just now. Have fun with the custom emojis, guys. Spamming is not allowed, but everybody who is a member is allowed to use the custom emojis that they have at their disposal the way they see fit. Don't be afraid to spam with custom emojis, that is allowed. Welcome to the Sky Lounge, new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Jörg and to Joshua. So yeah, the Transavia is now flying towards Rotterdam. Curious to see where it's going to land. Transavia flight 6411 is flying in the vicinity of Rotterdam. Is returning to Schiphol, diverting back. Should be going to Naples initially. In the meantime, narrowbodies approaching here. Anthony says firefighters 236 right, so seems to indicate that the returning Transavia will be landing there, which I wouldn't be surprised by, because if it isn't able to move and vacate the runway, the primary runway for arrivals is at least going to stay open, so it makes sense that it's going to land on that runway. Also, if there's a problem, they have asymmetric thrust, for instance, it is easier to land directly into the wind than with crosswind like they have here at 06. So it's undoubtedly going to land on 36 right. Although, of course, if it is really an emergency, the pilots can ask for any runway they want to land on, so any of the north-south oriented runways with today's wind would be a good option then. Hey, Marissa says that the 737-500 is already ready to take off from the Oostbaan. To the north then, I am supposing. Not this way, but as taking off from runway 04 then, right? .36 center? Okay. So the returning Transavia, if it's going to land on 36 center, is going to come over our heads directly. We've seen that before with the I don't know what it was again. The one with the compressor stall. There's the 737-500. Full circle. We saw it land and we saw it leave again. Okay, so Transavia flight 6411, A321neo, that was supposed to go to Naples, is returning. Is it also squawking 7700 or let's see, squawk 1000? Okay. Let's see how that is going to progress in the coming minutes. Next up is going to be Transavia in the Sunweb livery. Sunweb, for those of you who don't know, is a travel agency in the Netherlands. It's unrelated to Transavia, but they do work together. Most of the times whenever I book a skiing trip, it is via Sunweb and I fly with Transavia to Innsbruck. I am happy to report though, and reticent guy, reticent wife, take notice, if you look to the northwest you can see blue sky at the horizon. What? Summer in the Netherlands, it's coming. Yay! From glühwein to cocktails. Transavia in the Sunweb livery is returning from Karpathos in Greece, I think. It sounds Greek. 3 hours and 25 minutes on the way. Paul also has to go. Thank you so much for joining, Paul. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully see you again during the weekend. The weather will allow me to go out. I will go out again, of course, tomorrow and on Sunday. Hope to see you then, mate. Okido. The Transavia A321neo is flying south east of Alphen aan de Rijn. Don't think we are able to see it just yet, but it's coming this way. Let's see, over Almere there is a Chinese triple, and not far behind it I thought I also saw another Chinese triple. Yeah, 2 Chinese triples coming in. Bill J was just about to ask me where all that famous Dutch sunshine was. Yeah, well hidden, well hidden. Mate, you if you only joined us later and you have missed the first half hour or so of the show, look back the first the first couple of hours. We started out with departures. The very first airplane that I filmed its departure from in the first 5 minutes of the show was the A340, looking quite spectacular. Pretty soon we resumed back with normalcy and with arrivals here. Also quite a few landings in the beginning with high humidity, fat flap tip and wingtip vortices. Gorgeous lighting. Definitely some new thumbnail material in that part of the stream. So yeah, summer, what's that? Alright, now, according to Flight Radar, the Transavia is lined up to... I think I have it. I wonder which runway it will be going to. If it is coming this way, then this airplane is going to fly almost directly towards us. It looks like it's going to 36 right though. Yeah, I was already wondering if it's going to 36C, it would be coming directly towards us, and this is going to the right, well, to the left of us now. The way the camera is now pointing. So this is Transavia flight 6411, the A321neo that was supposed to go to Naples but never made it out of Dutch airspace. Diverting back to Amsterdam. It's the Papa Hotel, Yankee Hotel Tango. It's a brand new airplane. First flight was in June 2025, so really brand spanking new. Right, well, from this distance it's hard to see on the exterior if something is wrong. Unable to hear or see if one of the engines has been cut off. It seems to be flying quite stably. Of course, that doesn't say a lot, particularly from this angle and from this distance. Right, well, let's see if it's landing safely. At least we can do that. In the meantime, I see one of the Chinese triples on the downwind to runway 06. And there's also a Chinese still flying over Almere right now. And also there is the landing confirmed of the Transavia A321neo returning. After initially going out for Naples, but never made it out of Dutch airspace. It's probably going to come to a stop outside of our view. Yeah. That is typical. So unfortunately not able to see if the firefighters are actually going to inspect it right away. Don't see any vehicles moving in that direction right now. No firefighters to be seen anywhere. Oh wait, no, I was wrong. There they go. So that's 3 firefighter vehicles now moving in. Spoke too soon about the firefighters. So that's 1, 2, 3 going there. Aaron says that it did vacate the runway, so that's good news. Not much else to see in that respect. Still a few more triples are coming in. The first triple coming in is KLM flight 636 arriving from Las Vegas. 777-200 the PH-BQF Bravo Quebec Foxtrot. 9 hours and 8 minutes on the way now. The airplane 21 years old, first flight March 2004. Wolfgang says it was a bird strike at takeoff. Okay, there you go. Okay, well. Better safe than sorry. At least it looked like the airplane landed safely. As long as no brakes are catching fire or anything, they should be good. Now, I'm impressed to see blue sky here on the horizon. The horizon of the northwest is what we are now looking at with the camera. For the first time, finally a bit of improvement after quite dark, gloomy, rainy, drizzly weather. 777 coming in, arriving from Shanghai. That's Air China Cargo, flight 1039. 777 freighter, Bravo 2098 is the registration. 10 hours and 32 minutes on the way. 11-year-old airplane, first flight May 2014. Right. There's another Chinese triple coming in from Shanghai. And I think I am going to wrap up after that. Wrapping up with the Chinese triples. Seems appropriate. We've seen so many getting pushed back and crossing runway 06 in the process. Looks serene. We don't hear the airplane yet. We can see it floating in. But pretty soon we are going to start to hear its engines. 10.5 hours underway. 11-year-old airplane. No need to bring up the flaps, do I? They're Chinese. Hey there, Robert S. Good to see you again, mate. If you joined us only just now, you may have missed quite the show already. Transavia A321neo retro livery landed on the wrong runway though, but we could still see the livery quite well from over here. It was lovely to see. Looking forward to seeing it more often in the upcoming time. We began the stream with the A340-600 taking off during cloudy and gloomy conditions. Pretty soon thereafter, normalcy returned and arrivals began. And we've had them since. Quite a few arrivals with vortices from flap tips or wing tips. Made for absolutely stunning footage. We've seen a Saudia 747 land here. We also saw the A380 land here on this runway. So full quad squad. The full quad squad was featured in today's stream. Transavia flight 5886. Another A321neo from Transavia arriving from Chania. Not China, Chania. All the cargo airplanes still parked on the south side of the platform area. There's a KLM 737 arriving from Lickety Split in Croatia, flight 1972, and after that the last airplane of today's show, arriving from Shanghai in China, China Cargo Airlines flight 205. Marissa also has to sign off. Well, I'm also going to sign off in a matter of minutes. Thank you so much for joining me here, Marissa. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully see you again later in the weekend. Make sure you catch some sunshine if there is any in your vicinity. There's also a Learjet on the glide slope to 36 right now. Which, yeah, very hard to see, but it is visible. Cute little bizjet arriving from Oslo. But I am going to turn around the camera for our last airplane of today. China Cargo Airlines flight 205 arriving from Shanghai in China. There it is. 10 hours and 30 minutes on the way. It's a 777 freighter, the Bravo 222 Juliet. Current altitude according to flight radar 775 feet. Ground speed 158 knots. That's nuts. The airplane is 3 years old, first flight July 2022. We're going to pick up the audio of the engines pretty soon. Let's listen. Oof. That's buttery, that's controlled. Russell over here in the foreground approves. And O Gamer, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, mate, our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Thanks for your vote of confidence. Welcome to the Sky Lounge. Have fun with the custom emojis and don't forget that you are eligible to vote in the custom emoji elections. The first of the two Chinese triples almost at its parking. The second one on the left is vacating the runway and is going to be looking for a spot to park on. Over here on the south side of the cargo apron. It is time for me to wrap up right now. I am going to be back again tomorrow, weather permitting. I thought that the last time I checked the weather for Saturday was going to be good, but it was mentioned that it might rain a little bit on Sunday. Probably cannot be worse than we had today thus far, so hopefully I will see you all again tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, then hopefully on Sunday. For now, thank you all so much for joining me here. I had a great time and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you guys enjoyed what you saw and you haven't done so already, consider leaving a like. Liking and subscribing is an easy way and a free way to help this channel reach a wider audience of people who haven't come across the channel yet, but who would be more than happy to join our awesome community. Thank you all so much for the support, for the likes, for the super chats, the super stickers, the gifted memberships, the many membership celebrations. Let's not forget those as well. A massive big thank you to the moderators for keeping the chat friendly and accessible. A massive big thank you to the ground crew, first and foremost, reticent guy, reticent wife. Thank you so much for your company here today. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Also a thank you to Evelyn and her friends who were here temporarily, but who have gone in the meantime. Hope to see you all during the next one. Take care, enjoy the sun when it is there, because it is a rarity these days. See you later, take care, bye for now.